Hi, welcome to today's reading. We're going to be asking what's happening in the next 3 months for you. So I invite you to pick from pile 1 or 2 and let's get straight into your reading. Okay, so if you pick pile number 1, this is your reading. We're asking what's happening in the next 3 months. And I'm going to start off by shuffling these astrology cards and just seeing what the overall themes are for the next 3 months for you. This is a timeless reading in the sense that whenever you find it, it's as long as it resonates, it's the right moment for you to watch. Seventh house planets, 7th house again, Mars, and 6th house. There's something about relationships here, and I'm feeling the Mars energy where you're stepping into a sense of power that you haven't felt before in the next 3 months. And I feel like it relates to a specific relationship. You might be aware of what this relationship is. For a lot of you, I feel like it's family related, but for some of you it could be, for instance, someone you work with or a boss. I'm feeling, we're going to be picking from these aura cards in a second, and that's what I was also, my attention was being drawn to, was this feeling that within you, you're going to feel a sense of power, a power shift within you, where you can show up to the relationship in a really, really different way. But I don't feel like it's going to be in the sense of you making an effort to show up differently. I feel like it just happens. It might be something has shifted within you, whether that's intentional, something you've been working on, whether it just happens, where you feel really, really powerful and you have naturally strong boundaries. But even as I'm saying this, I feel like my words are still conveying the sense that you're making an effort, or like it's a conscious effort, but it's not going to feel like that. You're just going to not be concerned about perhaps the things that this person says or how they behave. Things have really shifted. Things are going to shift in the next 3 months. With the 6th house, on this card it says health and well-being. It can also relate to our daily lives, but I'm being drawn to the imagery on it, and we've got a picture of a house and an alarm clock. And there's something about your home environment that's changing a little bit. But it's more than just your home, it's how you use your home. I feel like it can differ for different people watching this. For some people it can be home improvements. For others of you it's changing your routine. And for others of you it might be to do with working from home or creating some kind of space in your home that's going to support either your work or maybe a hobby. There's some kind of shift, and for others of you it could even be someone moving in, maybe temporarily, maybe a friend or a relative. I feel like this kind of differs, and we'll see what comes out in the rest of the reading, but this is what I'm feeling in terms of what's happening in your life in the next 3 months. And it feels like there have been a lot of internal shifts. You may have noticed this recently, as this is the next couple of months coming up, that you might have already done a lot of personal work, internal work, and things are manifesting for you. So I'm going to pick a couple of these aura cards and we'll see what comes through. These are very squeaky cards. Magenta aura, red aura, and magenta again. Okay, so for pile number 1, in the next 3 months, what's coming up for you guys? There's something as well which I feel like could relate to the 6th house card, where you're spending quite a lot of time secretly, I feel, working on something maybe creative, or it could be, even if you're not doing something practically, that you're already contemplating it and thinking about it. It definitely feels like some kind of creative project. For some of you, if you already have a creative career, it could be working on a project slightly secretly, perhaps with another person, but there's something where you're giving yourself a lot of space to pursue something that's really creative and interesting to you. I also feel like you're going to feel more grounded in the next 3 months. For some of you, I think this could mean more money coming in. For others of you, if you've been working on your physical health, I feel like you're going to feel like you're in a better place. There's a shift within you, and I feel like other people are going to start noticing it, or perhaps they already have. You're really calm, you're much more grounded, and you're feeling powerful. You're feeling calm, grounded, and powerful, and it's having an impact on your relationships and what you're doing in your daily life, and maybe how you're approaching your health and wellness. So I'm going to pick a couple more cards here, and I want to get a bit more specific. So I'm going to ask for you guys about career, and then relationships, and then anything else that wants to come through as well. Okay, so I'm going to look at your work in the next 3 months. First of all, if you don't work, you can apply whatever it is that you may be doing in your daily life, whether that's studying or something else. So we'll see what comes through. So we've got the 3 of Pentacles, excitement, the Magician, skill, and the 10 of Swords, conclusions. This is interesting. There's a correlation here with what I was picking up about your sense of power and your relationships, and how these might be changing in the next couple of months. I'm feeling with the 10 of Swords and the Magician, you're going to bring an end to something related to work, and you've got a new beginning with something. But this is not necessarily as significant as changing a career or changing a job. It feels, it can be, especially if you haven't felt invested in that job, in that role. But it's feeling more like you're just letting go of any inner doubt about something. You maybe have a new approach within your current career, or if you're studying, or if this is about something else in your day-to-day life. It's like nothing is holding you back now. You're already with the Magician, you're stepping into your power, into your creativity, and you're at the beginning of recognizing that something can really provide you with a sense of stability. And that's most likely to mean financial, but you've got this really long-term look at things. You're not looking short-term, you're thinking of the next several years, and you've been building something that's meant to last. And I think you're recognizing your power, you're recognizing your ability to really think critically, and you have a really good way of projecting forward and seeing what needs to happen, seeing how to approach your work. I'm just going to pick a couple more cards to see if I can get more of a sense of what it is you might be letting go of here. So I'm going to pick a couple more of these astrology cards, and we'll see what comes through. There's a sense of confidence that's coming through in this reading for you for the next 3 months. Okay, so I got 4th house, home and family. I don't know, yeah, again, I'm getting a sense of stability here. So this could have already happened, where I'm feeling like there's something about your home that either has already given you a sense of stability or will do so. And but it's all sort of, you know, it's all intertwined and related with how you're feeling about yourself. But you're feeling more of a sense of security within yourself and in your life. And it's really allowing your creativity to come through. It's allowing you to step into who you are and to really make the most of the gifts that you have. I feel like in the past you just haven't felt like you've been able to do that for some reason. So this is starting to really shift in the next 3 months. And I feel like I'm going to draw a card at the end just to look at the next 12 months because I'm really excited for you guys. But before we do that, I'm just going to look at relationships, and this can be all types of relationships. Whatever you want to focus on, I would say, is, you know, what to bring to mind right now, and we'll see what comes through for you. Okay, pile number 1, relationships in the next 3 months. So I've got the 7 of Pentacles and Justice. Oh, there's definitely, okay, the thing I'm picking up most, especially with the Pentacles and the Pentacles set and Justice, is you are developing a much more practical approach to your relationships, how you show up in relationships, how you analyze your relationships, how you think of your behavior, the other person's behavior. You're starting, I feel like in the past, this is not how you've related to people or to your relationships generally. And it feels like something that you've been thinking about or working on. And what's starting to emerge is this sense of, I'm actually going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to look at things really practically. And it's giving you a sense of peace. I feel kind of emotional as that word is coming through, but it's giving you a sense of, you know, you're allowing yourself to analyze things from a very practical perspective. And that's giving you a sense of, you know, not everything is my responsibility. It's also giving you a sense of sort of boundaries in terms of who you are, because I feel like who you are in relationship, you may not have always felt comfortable in how you relate to people or how they relate to you. And actually I feel like you can be a really outgoing, positive person, and I feel like sometimes if you're not with people who are like that, it's brought you down a bit. And I feel like you've been reflecting on this, or you will be reflecting on this. And you're going to get to a place where instead of feeling like that, you're going to just realize, well, that's how I like to be. But if other people are not being like that, and I'm looking at them more critically and realizing, no, they're not like that, it really has nothing to do with me. And I feel like there's just more of a sense of emotional boundaries around certain relationships, which is going to start happening for you. So I'm going to just quickly look at the next 12 months. And this is just because I feel really inspired to do this for you guys. I want to see what's coming through, because it feels like you're really building a firm foundation and quite a lot is changing. And it's coming from within. So I just want to look at the next 12 months and see what comes through. I am going to pick some tarot cards, I think, for this one. Do check out the other readings on the channel if you feel drawn to, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Let's see what comes through here. Next 12 months, pile 1. I just want to get a bird's eye view for you guys. It's coming through in the next 12 months, pile number 1. Let's look at the biggest themes. So I've got the Queen of Wands, the Fool, and Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Fool. That's really powerful. I'm just going to pull these out of the way so you can actually see these cards properly. Let's move this. Okay. I feel like whatever it is where you're looking at creating more stability or something within your work, your creativity, I would say this is on a really steady track over the next 12 months with the Queen of Pentacles. And I do feel like it's the beginning of the journey, not the end of the journey, in the sense that, you know, you're going to be building something. With the Queen of Wands, I feel like there's a lot, and this is coming up more in relationships. It's coming up as you just being more secure within yourself. And if you're around other people who are insecure, I feel like you're just going to allow them to be where they're at. And it's not going to bother you as much. I feel like in the past you've been very open to other people's feelings and emotions. And you've got to a place where it's almost like I'm feeling like you enjoy your creativity so much, you enjoy being yourself so much, that you've just decided to stop taking that on and to create more of a sense of boundary for yourself. It's like you don't feel like you have to share so much of yourself anymore. And this for you is really, really positive. With the Fool and change, I feel like your life is expanding and growing, and it's hard to say in a general reading exactly what this is about, but it just feels like there is more change, but it's that maybe expected or planned, or there's a kind of expansion in your life. And for example, this could mean like maybe you already have a home that you love, but you decide to make changes in it, or, you know, build an extension, or maybe move to a slightly bigger home, or a home that has slightly more what you need. It's that kind of expansion. And although it's about change, it's not unexpected change. But there's just a lot of expansion. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this definitely relates to finances. And I feel like it's going to be a gentle journey. I don't think there are going to be sort of drastic shifts in the next year, but you are building this foundation. I feel like the biggest change that I'm feeling for you, the biggest noticeable change that you're going to feel really different. You're going to really feel much more yourself and much more creative. And I feel like letting go of a lot of anxiety. I feel like you're just getting to this place with the Queen of Wands where you just don't really care what other people think. So I really hope that this reading supports you. Let me know in the comments. Do subscribe for more readings and check out the others on the channel as well. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. We're going to look at the next 3 months for you. I'm going to start with these astrology cards. We'll see what's coming through. Okay, pile number 2, the next 3 months. We've got Taurus, first house planets, Moon, Zodiac. I'm already getting this feeling that something really big is happening. Whew. Let's see what comes through. And we've got Capricorn. Next 3 months, pile number 2. There's some kind of, I want to say initiation. That might not be quite the right word, but I'm just going to share this as it's channeling through. There's a feeling of being welcomed into something. And it doesn't necessarily mean that literally someone is going to welcome you or initiate you into something. But it's that feeling of having landed on your feet, of having arrived. And it can mean also accepting yourself, that maybe accepting a part of yourself, your identity. It could be relating to your career, or maybe you've moved somewhere and you feel like, yes, now I really feel like I'm part of this place. It's an energetic shift, but it's also, which I feel like is, we've got first house, but then we've got Taurus with a more grounded energy and your emotions. And with Capricorn, I'm feeling like this is relating to the past, but also who you are in terms of having worked really hard to get to this place. For some of you, this could mean something like graduating, feeling like you're being welcomed into an industry if you're looking to change your career or to start a career. There's a really big shift. It feels almost like entering adulthood. There's a sort of coming of age type of feeling to it, but it doesn't really matter what age you are, it's just that kind of feeling. So I'm going to pick some of these aura cards and see what we have coming through here. Okay, next 3 months for pile number 1. The sacral chakra, blue aura, and black tourmaline. I'm feeling with these cards, we've got the sacral chakra and blue aura. And I'm feeling a sensitivity here with, this is representing your sensitivity in the sense of maybe being open spiritually or emotionally, and just being, aware of other people and their energy. Feeling like you're going to feel a bit like you have to protect yourself to some extent. It feels like whatever it is that you're sort of arriving at or moving into, it feels like it's not the right situation to be all of who you are. But this is not necessarily in a negative way. It feels to me, this might not apply to everyone watching this, but it's the kind of feeling of going from being a student where you can be totally yourself, hopefully, to working in a corporate job where, you have to dress a certain way perhaps, or you feel a bit more restricted. But also there's just it's different energy that you're around. And it's not negative at all. There's nothing negative about this, I have to say. It's just, there's a shift, there's a change here in the next 3 months. I'm going to pick some tarot cards and see what we have coming through. The Knight of Swords, drama. The Two of Cups, relationships. And the Five of Cups. Yeah, there's a letting go of something but it's really interesting. It's like you're moving from one thing to another. Things that are significantly different. And there are some emotions coming up with this, but at the same time, I feel like in time further down the road, you're going to be really grateful for this shift somehow. The situation that you're in, you might feel at home and comfortable in it, and things are changing. You're maybe moving to a new environment or starting a new job or something like that. And it's going to feel like a shift, but in time I feel like you're going to reflect back and be really grateful, because I don't know, there's something about with this Knight of Swords, the drama, and the Two of Cups, it's like you're leaving behind some things that actually weren't serving you. But I'm not sure that this is apparent yet, but it will become apparent. I'm going to pick some of these cards here and see what we have coming through. And I'm going to specifically look at work and relationships, and then more generally as well. And work can just be, whatever it is that you're doing in your day-to-day life, whatever your focus is at the moment, whether that's studying or, planning for something. Let's see. So work in the next 3 months, pile number 2, between worlds. And then I'm going to pick for relationships in the next 3 months, orphaned, and generally come to the edge. Yeah, so work between worlds, literally moving from one thing to another, as we can see in this picture. With relationships, I feel like it is letting go of some people or a group or a friendship or something. It's like something is shifting in your relationships. And you're being invited to come to the edge, because you're actually going to find more of yourself in this. For some of you, I'm feeling like you could have been lost a little bit in maybe a group dynamic. And things are changing. In this card, this person is really discovering who they are and becoming truly aware of themselves. So I'm going to pick a couple more aura cards and just see what comes through here. Cleansing and solar plexus. So I feel like the guidance is to just really stay in your power. And also I'm feeling like we've come to the edge, but I've also got this word coming through, or this phrase coming through of, you know, allow yourself to change, allow yourself to become this new person, allow yourself to step into this next phase in your life, because really it's working for you. I feel like it's going to feel a little jarring, a little like a lot to take in, but ultimately it's really serving you. So I really hope that this resonates with you. Do let me know in the comments, subscribe for more readings as well, and check out the other readings on the channel.